In a quiet corner of the world where green fields meet the edge of a bustling town, lived a family of Siberian Huskies. Their coats, a stunning mix of white and gray, were thick and warm, a reminder of their ancestors who ran across the frozen landscapes of the north. Here, a young puppy named Coda was just beginning to explore his surroundings. He was a bundle of endless energy and curiosity, with eyes as blue as a glacial lake. Coda spent his days chasing butterflies, tumbling in the soft grass, and learning the ways of the world from his mother, a magnificent husky named Luna. Luna was a gentle and patient mother. She taught Coda how to hunt for small toys hidden in the garden, and how to communicate with soft yips and playful growls. Their bond was incredibly strong, a silent language understood only between them. Luna would often lie down, letting Coda clamber all over her, her calm presence a source of great comfort and security for the young pup. He looked up to her with complete adoration, seeing her not just as his mother, but as the strong, wise leader of their very small pack. Every lesson, every shared moment, strengthened the invisible tether that connected their hearts. The world for Coda was a place of wonder and safety, all under the watchful, loving gaze of his mother. He had no knowledge of real danger, no concept of the perils that could exist just beyond their familiar patch of green. His life was a simple, happy cycle of play, sleep, and learning. He would often press his small body close to Luna's warmth as they rested in the shade, dreaming of chasing rabbits and squirrels through endless fields. The trust between them was absolute, a perfect example of the profound connections that can form in the animal kingdom. This idyllic existence was the foundation of Coda's world. He was learning what it meant to be part of a family, what it meant to love and be loved in return. The gentle nuzzles from his mother, the shared meals, and the playful games were all part of a beautiful, unfolding story. Little did he know that this powerful bond, forged in simple, everyday moments of affection and care, would soon be tested in the most extraordinary and terrifying way imaginable. He was still just a puppy, but the heart of a protector was already beating strongly within his chest. One warm afternoon, the air was still and heavy with the promise of a late summer day. The sun beat down, warming the earth and making the world seem slow and sleepy. Luna and Coda ventured a little further than usual, exploring a patch of tall grass that bordered the busy road. The constant hum of passing cars was a familiar sound, a backdrop to their daily adventures. Luna, ever cautious, kept a close eye on her curious son, ensuring he didn't wander too close to the dangerous ribbon of asphalt where metal beasts roared past at great speeds. Suddenly a flicker of movement in the undergrowth caught Luna's attention. It was unlike anything she had seen before. From the shadows, a creature of immense size and power emerged. A giant python, its scales shimmering with a sinister pattern of browns and yellows, slithered silently into the clearing. The snake was a predator, ancient and instinct-driven, and it had been lying in wait, sensing the warmth of nearby bodies. In a terrifyingly swift motion, the python struck, its powerful coils wrapping around Luna's body with crushing force. Luna let out a sharp cry of pain and shock, a sound that ripped through the peaceful afternoon air. She struggled valiantly, her strong legs kicking and her powerful jaws snapping at the relentless attacker, but the serpent's grip was like iron. With each passing second, the coils tightened, squeezing the very breath from her lungs. Panic began to set in as she felt her strength starting to fade. The world around her started to blur, the familiar sounds of the day swallowed by the desperate, silent battle for her life. The great snake was a formidable foe, a silent killer from a different world. Young Coda, who had been investigating a fascinating beetle a few feet away, froze in terror. He saw his mother, his protector, his entire world caught in the deadly embrace of the monstrous snake. The sight was incomprehensible, a nightmare brought to life in the bright sunlight. He saw her struggle, heard her pained whines, and a primal fear washed over him. But mingled with that fear was another, more powerful emotion, a fierce, desperate love for his mother. He was just a small puppy, but he knew, with absolute certainty, that he could not stand by and watch her die. For a moment, Coda was paralyzed by the horrifying scene. His small heart hammered against his ribs like a drum. He watched his mother's struggles become weaker, her cries softer. He knew he was too small, too weak to fight the giant serpent himself. A direct attack would be useless. A profound sense of helplessness threatened to overwhelm him, but then a spark of an idea ignited in his young mind. The road. The noisy, fast, dangerous road was filled with people. People could help. He had to get their attention no matter the risk. With a surge of courage that defied his size and age, Coda made a decision. He turned away from the terrible struggle and bolted towards the busy road. He didn't hesitate. He ran with all the speed his puppy legs could muster, his mind focused on a single, desperate goal. He reached the edge of the asphalt, a terrifying river of fast-moving metal and noise. He took a deep breath and plunged directly into the path of the oncoming traffic, a tiny furry figure on a mission of life and death. He had to make them stop. Cars screeched to a halt, their tires screaming in protest against the pavement. Drivers, startled and angry at first, looked down to see the small husky puppy standing defiantly in the middle of the lane. He was not just standing there, he was barking with a frantic urgency they had never heard before. It was not a playful bark, but a desperate, intelligent plea for help. He would bark, then run a few steps back towards the tall grass, then return to the road to bark again, his blue eyes wide with panic and determination. One driver, then another, began to realize that something was terribly wrong. This was not a lost or playful puppy, this was an animal trying to communicate, to lead them somewhere. A small group of people cautiously got out of their cars, their initial annoyance replaced by a growing sense of concern. Coda saw them coming and intensified his efforts, running back and forth between the road and the spot where his mother was fighting for her last breath. He was their guide, their small brave messenger, leading them towards the unfolding tragedy. The small crowd of people followed the frantic puppy off the road and into the tall grass. What they saw made them gasp in horror. There in the grip of the massive python was the beautiful mother husky, her body limp and her breathing shallow. The scene was shocking, a life-or-death struggle happening just feet from their everyday world. Without a second thought, the group sprang into action. They understood immediately what the brave little puppy had been trying to tell them. Their help was her only chance. Working together, some of the people used long sticks and a tire iron from one of the cars to carefully pry the python's coils away from the husky. It was a tense and dangerous process, as the powerful snake resisted their efforts. But the group was determined, their actions fueled by the sight of the heroic puppy who watched anxiously from a safe distance. Finally, with a coordinated effort, they managed to unwrap the serpent, which, startled by the number of people, released its grip and slithered quickly back into the safety of the deep undergrowth. As soon as she was free, Luna took a deep, shuddering breath. She was weak and covered in scratches, but she was alive. Coda rushed to her side, licking her face and whining softly, his entire body trembling with relief. The people watched, their hearts touched by the incredible display of love and bravery. They gently helped Luna to her feet and gave her water, making sure she was stable. The danger had passed, and a life had been saved, all thanks to the quick thinking of her tiny, courageous son. The story of Coda the hero puppy spread quickly through the town. He was no longer just a cute puppy, he was a symbol of incredible courage and the powerful, unbreakable bond between a mother and her child. This event serves as a profound reminder that heroism is not about size or strength, but about the depth of one's love and the courage to act in the face of fear. In the vast and often mysterious animal kingdom, the capacity for love and sacrifice is a force as powerful and as real as any found in our own world.